computer. Well,
Hey, bud. Welcome. Welcome to
thank you.
another episode of Larry Fucking Explain Yourself. That's right. We just got demonetized. Larry Fucking Explain Yourself. We're going to go through a little bit of Larry's mistakes and adventures from last evening for the
Yeah.
first portion of our show.
Uh,
Welcome to another episode of Zig and Larry Ignore a Topic. Hey, Larry. Do you
Hi,
mind if
buddy.
I start?
Please do.
Okay. So I had to wake up early this morning for some choring and to help my wife with some stuff. I'm talking early. I'm talking real early for me. When I work at my day job, I wake up at 9:30 because that's when I have to clock in and I work from home and then I immediately go back to sleep. But still I'm awake.
Yes.
So today I ended up waking up, getting out of bed about 5 in the morning, but about 2:30 in the morning. So that's about 13 hours ago.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I was met with yeah, a video.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the video, ladies and gentlemen, Larry does a show in St. Louis once a month. I believe it's once a month, correct?
Once a quarter. I
Once a
can't.
quarter.
I don't
Very
think
good.
I could survive once a month.
Okay. Um, all I know is that he sent me just a very random text about how the show was going earlier that night. Just like I was like, yeah, it's just happening. And then there is a video. Now the video is very close up. It's very Hasselhoff-esque, if anybody remembers that. Um, there wasn't sentences so much, just a train of thought and definite subjects.
There was
What
no
I
enunciation
No
whatsoever.
enunciation,
I
and I
was.
could barely tell it was your face.
I was speaking in cursive.
Correct, you were.
Yes.
We could make out the phrases "fingering your cousin in '92," which seems oddly specific to me.
I went back and watched it twice. It was a 92 Toyota Tundra. Is what it
Is
was.
that what it was? Okay. In a 92 Toyota Tundra. Okay, that at least makes sense because I only listened to it the one time because that's all I had in me.
Uh-huh.
And I heard finger your cousin 92 Tundra. So I'm guessing there was some manner of incest that was occurring out on the mesa somewhere with wildebeest and some manner of fauna.
uh,
So it wasn't on the tundra, it was in a tundra. Okay,
yeah.
that's not better, but more
Oh,
easy
no.
to picture.
You know me, I like to be specific when I'm
Diddling your kin in a yurt with Larry Smith. Okay.
that would
The
sell. That would
Let's see again.
sell
I only
certain
watched it
markets.
the one time, and I'm not going to go back again and watch it for a while. Um, there was definitely a lot of apologizing. You said you don't remember doing this video. You were apologizing specifically to the audience of the video, which I thought was interesting. So you knew at the time who you were going to send it to, and then you just lamented the fact that nobody was there to help you.
I was very sad about
You were
not
very
having help.
alone, and you had nobody to help you. Now, for a little bit of context, this today, during the human hours, Smith sends me a video of him getting a piggyback ride from a man I've never met. I don't believe.
No, no,
Um,
I hadn't
but
either.
all I hear is, "Are you sure I'm almost 300 pounds?" And then you rode the gentleman like a toddler.
Yeah, I did. He was huge,
He was a
dude.
big dude. He was a big
He
dude.
he made Drew look itty bitty.
Yeah. My
Like
brother
when
Drew,
he
he's a tall
stood
guy.
up and
Yeah.
he like, come on, and I went, what? Real? And it really like it's real because normally it's dudes his size that are looking at me going, give me a piggyback ride, and I'm like, ah, fuck, crawl
How
on, I guess.
What life do you live where men are giving other men piggyback rides a
I
lot?
I went full goblin mode, and when I go goblin mode, I'm the life of the party until I'm not.
God, full goblin mode. Men's is getting carried with their nuts on my back, somewhere between the two mid vertebra. I don't know the numbers of them, but I know they're all numbered. The
Yeah,
two that are fused, that's where I like to have the balls touch.
I I did have to do a little hump to get up the rest of the way on him because I was so afraid to jump on him. I was afraid to like really jump because I didn't want to hear just like a snap and both of
Yeah,
us
you
go
did actually.
down.
That makes, but you did shimmy up his back, kind of like a small boy trying to get a coconut in Trinidad Tobago.
Yes, I told him at one point, I think what prompted it is, oh god, I'm trying to mush the fog away from me
Godspeed.
so that I can remember. My buddy Dan shows up and we're hanging out, and I looked over because Dan said something about this guy being enormous, and I was like, "You are? Jesus Christ, dude, huge!" And he's like, "Yeah." And his wife was not a big lady; she was little. And I was like, "Ma'am, how do you do it?" She's like, "I'm on top a lot." And I was like, "Fair enough. Okay, thank you." I was like, "Because otherwise," she's like, "Yeah, pelvis is just destroyed." It's like, "Oh my god, yeah, it would turn it into jelly by the time that big man was done." And I just looked at him and I was like, I just wanna be a knapsack on you. Can I just be your knapsack? Just cling to your back." And he was like, "I mean, yeah, come on." And just that was it. And Dan goes, "Give me your fucking phone. I'm recording this." I, then got a text from Dan at about 10:30 this morning that said, "Hey, look at the last video on your phone." Which then prompted then I got the almost immediately got the text from Drew that went,
Yeah, the recipient of the video, my brother.
yeah,
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 you
yeah,
you and your brother,
yeah.
and I was like, I looked at that video.
Where you basically just admitted to fingering your cousin?
I've never fingered a cousin.
See
I
if anybody has though.
Right, well, maybe a third cousin, that doesn't count.
You're bred for it, but that would have been on accident, or maybe just happenstance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you meet a girl, you get a little, you fall shine to her, and then you find out later, "Oh, we're going to the same reunion." Oh, no.
Going three knuckles deep on blood relation. Um, yeah,
So,
yeah. So
yeah,
it feels like you were trying to work out a bit,
I think
but
so, I think I was, and then I think I realized how bad it was going.
and you started in the middle and you couldn't form
No.
you couldn't form a letter, much less a thought.
No, it's just there was it again, just speaking in cursive. I'm gonna send you a couple more pics here
Okay.
this night. Just
I was actually surprised though. Usually with that you're drunk, all you do is just talk about how much you want to eat something.
I was
There was no mention of food.
I was very hungry. I
I'm
was
sure you were.
very hungry. But there was no food to be had. So an explanation. This is the show we do at the Rec Room in St. Louis, technically Overland, just outside of St. It's outside of it's St. Louis.
Okay.
Um, there we go. Um, the whole idea it's Get Wrecked, is the name of the show.
Well,
It's
you won.
I did. It's a drinking game where the comics don't know the rules, and every time they break one of the rules, the drink light goes off, and they have to take a sip.
So it's kind of like the secret word from the old Pee Wee Herman show,
Yeah.
except for instead of puppets screaming at you and a man jerking off around you, you got to get hammered.
Well, by the end of the night, I'm pretty sure there were some puppets screaming at me. They were just in my head. Um, I realize I am right on top of this microphone. Uh,
Spatial awareness is not going to be your thing.
so I very like the smallest crowd we've had doing this show, and whew, that's Waffle House and a Red Bull coming up right now. That's Waffle House and a Red Bull.
Somebody out there, please send me an email and tell me the percentage of fucking shows we've done, at least in the last year, where Larry's having burps that make him almost die.
TD, you're on it. That's your assignment.
God damn it.
I want, and then you come on here and present your findings.
We have to take a moment to discuss his diet.
I
That's Casey's waffle fry. Oh boy.
oh
Oh no, that's half a Whopper that I found under the car seat. Oh god. Oh god, why do they put mayo on it?
well, it was so warm. It was so warm,
When the lettuce is warm, you know it's just throw it away, but oh boy.
but I needed a little something to get me.
Christ. All right, so your Waffle House. God, I smelt it from here.
Dude. I, I,
Through the internet. All
yeah,
right.
yeah, I sent it via fax directly to your face. Um, Yeah, so small crowd, and they just were not. It was not a fun crowd. They were an awful group. In fact, at one point, I was bringing up the first comic. No, it was the second. It doesn't matter. I was bringing up one of the comics, and I was trying to keep the energy up and get the and I was like, and here she is, and I bring her up, and like barely clapping, and I stopped. I was like, you no, no, that is not how we do this. Now, it's towards the middle of the show. Yeah, so it was towards the middle of the show. I was already fucked up.
How was the first comic towards the middle of the show?
It wasn't. I misspoke, dude.
Okay. So
Um,
so this happened in the middle of the show, or you were wrecked at the start of the show? Or yes.
yes.
Okay.
So like I showed up early and had like 3 beers before the show even started.
Hmm,
Just that
hmm.
like part of it is you're supposed to be buzzed when you go on stage. Uh
3 beers is an aperitif.
right. It's barely a good start. But like,
Hmm.
I had that and then did a shot with the bartenders who are also the owners. And then we did another shot because we have the bartender shot. And like we encouraged the crowd to do it with us. They didn't even drink with us. Like we're like, all right, and here we did the toast and we shoot, and the crowd was just sitting there like, whatever, what is happening? And I explained the show and I was like, did you guys not you just thought this was a regular comedy show? You didn't realize what this show was? And they're like, no. And like this older couple in
You've
the
done this
back
show several times.
several times.
Yeah.
And it's been very popular. Um, but there was this older couple sitting in the back corner that were just like, "We don't drink." And I went, "Well, you're not gonna have much fun tonight."
You're at a bar watching a drinking show.
Yeah. And like to one point, I was like, "All right, you guys," and I'm trying to be like the host of the party because that's the whole thing. I'm like, this is a party. We're just here to do." And old dude in the back just went and put his face in his hand, like, And I was like, "That's not the energy we need, sir. But thanks for showing up."
I'd like to describe the picture I just got on the screen to those of us who are just listening. Let's see, it's the same look that a dad would make if their son accidentally just shat himself during the school play.
Yes.
Oh,
Steven.
yeah, and he's done it before.
Yeah. And he
Yeah,
giggles about it.
yeah. We thought
So
we had a strategy against it.
that's the thing. So and I think I've explained this before on the show. Um, the comic, the amount of the amount of
Still
rules,
better than I thought we were going to do today.
yeah, the amount of rules they break is the amount of seconds that the next comic has to drink. And so if they break the rules 30 times, you're drinking for 30 seconds.
Hmm.
Um, I, as the host, have to drink along with them. We encourage the audience to do the same. The audience was not into it. So essentially, this audience this audience. I treated the audience like my kids on Christmas. They just sadly watched me get drunk throughout and just me just be like, "You ungrateful bastards." I literally though, like when I was bringing up this guy, I was like, "No, you miserable fucking shits. Clap your fucking hands or I'm gonna come out there and I'm gonna backhand each and every one of you."
The
And
entire audience just teenagers who don't want to go on the rides.
it fine. And there was one dude that like he put his hands in his lap and I just pointed, I was like, "Fucking clap, asshole." I was on the way by and he was like, "I did it just to piss you off." And I was like, "All right, you're fine." Now that's funny. That's a good shit. But so that's the thing. I would get a beer to take up with me. So keep in mind, I'm now 3, 4. Well, okay. So I'd finish my beer when I come off stage. I know I have to have a new beer
Okay.
for
If you're
to
going to try to
drink.
count your drinks at this point, I'm going to say it's okay to spitball it
Oh,
because I don't know if there's going to be an accurate representation.
I started thinking about this earlier, so I didn't have to do it all in
Okay,
front of
you
you.
did the math.
I
It's best
started
of your
doing the math,
ability.
but
Got
I
it.
want to get so in between each comic, I get a new beer so I can take it up and I can chug with the comics and keep the show going. Try to tell people this is how we're having fun tonight. Um, by the end of the night, though, I like I stopped. I went up at the end to chug. I started to talk to the audience to be like close out the show, and I took a deep breath and I looked at Jen, who she produces the show, which is great. I don't have to really do anything except show up and host. Um, and Jen's great. She's the rules master. She stays sober. It's fantastic. Because she's also then runs karaoke after.
Mm.
But I got the mic. I was like, okay, nope, Jen. And I just hand her the microphone, and she's like, good, yeah, that's a smart plan. And then she's like, guys, thank you so much for, and it was like super sweet. And I'm up there like, fuck you, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you. And I was like, you in the back, I'm just talking, and Jen's like, shut the fuck up. But I did start putting it together. I drank probably, let's again spitballing, 16 beers.
Good.
I
Good.
had 5 shots of Jameson. And then um got somehow switched over to Jack and Coke, but Jess, who she is one of the owners, she poured my Jack, she put it in a pint glass and filled it nearly to the brim with goddamn Jack Daniels, and then introduced it to some Pepsi. I was just like, there you go. And I was like, son of a bitch. And then she handed, and you can clearly see in the picture the um that I sent you, the Jack
The
the
Yeah,
Jack
yeah.
and Coke
Mhm.
is nearly clear. You can
Yeah.
see that.
Mhm.
Um there's the the remainder of my Coors Light behind it, and then a bottle of red wine that apparently we did shots of because Jess was like, we need to get rid of this, drink it. Oh no. And then Jess starts giving me mystery booze. I have no idea. There was
Never
one.
a bad call. Ugh.
No, we did a shot of something. It hit my gut and immediately tried to escape. And everyone's looking at me like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Mm-hmm." And Dan was like, "My boy's a pro. He's not gonna puke. He's gonna be miserable for about another 5 minutes, but he's not gonna." And I was just standing there, just, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then it was at that point, like, we'd all went outside, we were sitting, and then I came in to go to the bathroom, and Captain America Winter Soldier was on TV. And so I just standing there on leaning on the bar watching Captain America, trying to drink my whiskey and whisper of cola. And that's when Dan, like, Jess came in. She's like, "You okay, buddy?" Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Dan came in and he's like, "Hey, bud, why don't we get you home, huh?" And I was like, good call. And he's like, "Where are you staying?" Hambone Inn. And he was like, okay. Do you have the address? Sure do. Hold on. It's in my phone. Beep. Here. Yank me home. So Dan was gonna drop Jen off at her house too. So they get me to the hotel. Jen is like, "Hey, do we need to help him inside?" And Dan goes, "Nah, my boy's got it. He'll make it to his room. Don't know how far he'll make it after that, but he'll make it to the room. Love you, buddy. See ya. What's up? You guys great.
Tundra.
um, I don't remember most of the back half of the night. I don't remember making it into my room. I don't remember making that video.
You don't remember your your Ed Wood experience. One
No,
take, and you did it all in one take. Very Ed Wood.
it
I'm
was
guessing.
yeah.
I'm guessing. Yeah, you printed. I like the fact that you just sent me those pictures. You said the top. There's three. At the top and the bottom, or first and third, if you like, are very similar. With what you described, the Jack and Coke that is very 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 Jack colored. the beer, the shot, the red wine. The only reason I know it's two different shots is because the bartender's in the back, but she's in two different positions. But did you realize that sandwich in between those, you sent me just a picture? What I'm guessing this has got to be the counter in your hotel room, and it's just ibuprofen and some nondescript prescription bottle.
Yeah, that I
What was that about?
I must have made a decision sometime in my drunken stupor when I got up to take. Thank God they had a towel rack above that toilet because that's the only thing that kept me upright when I was taking the world's longest pisses. But I had a pounding headache, as you might imagine, um, and I don't remember taking. But I'm glad. I think I found the tramadol first and went, "This could be fun," and then went, no, son, no, just take an ibuprofen and go the fuck back to bed. Unless you want to stay there permanently, leave the tramadol on the counter." But this morning I was sitting I'm on the toilet, just oh my god, and I look over at the counter. I was like, "What the fuck did I do?" Here's the thing, though, and the thing is, after I sent that video to you, I have pieced together that the video had to be at the foot of the bed, and I was leaning on the foot of the bed. And I know I had to have been leaning on the foot of the bed because the next thing I know, I'm all of a sudden awake because my knees have given out and I've fallen. I passed out standing up, leaning on the bed.
Good.
My knees give. I fall. I hit my head on the on the dresser, and then there's like these two little footstools next to there that you can just sit your shit on. And I fucking bowling pinned those all over, dumped my shit all over the floor. And then I don't like this morning. I'm looking at the trail of tears that is my clothes all the way to the bed. Like I was apparently was like kicking stuff off. I I remember now crawling to the bathroom, telling myself I have to make it because I felt like I was gonna puke. And I was like, just get your contacts out and puke and go to bed. But you gotta make it. You gotta make it to the bathroom. And I was like, I'm just gonna leave a trail of puke. Fuck it. I've never wrecked a hotel room yet. This is my night. This is my night to fuck it up. But I made it. I didn't puke somehow. Probably should have. Probably should have gotten some of that out of me. Um, buck naked, just pulling I don't know I don't know how I got my contacts out. This was a night that
Horse.
it, habit. It just and then woke up when I woke up the first time, at like 7 a.m. to take an enormous piss. Because my body's like, can we get rid of this now? All of it. How much? We got to keep any of the moisture? No, 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 no. We're drying him out.
Mhm.
Um, I woke up, pulled the covers back, and was like, I'm naked except I had one sock on. I think I gave up.
For comedy.
I had to have just given up. One sock was on the floor with the rest of my belongings.
Well, it's better than if you had the wherewithal to hang it on the doorknob because you were doing something with yourself, or possibly a cousin in a tundra.
Uh yeah, yeah, that's the drunkest I've been probably in 20 years.
Good. Good for you. You're handling it remarkably well.
I'm doing better now. I'm doing
Yeah.
better. I got up, got Waffle House. The poor housekeeper like came by my room twice, and I was just the first time she was like, do you need? I was like, noon checkout. Checkout is noon. Noon checkout. Sorry. And she's like, nope, totally get it. Okay. And I was like, thank you. Thank you.
Ambone
Sorry. And I was like, all Hilton properties are noon checkout. I'm a silver member, man. I'm a silver member.
I tell you my business.
Well,
Yeah, I was trying to do. I'm glad that you figured out a little bit of how the the video was going, because I did try to do some manner of like Zapruder-esque dissection and knew I was failing miserably. But there's no way I can piece this together with these pieces of the puzzle. There's no way in hell I can get a full picture of this.
No, no. I I've not been. I feel like I need to send a message to Angel and Jessica and just be like, "Hey, do I owe you money or an apology?"
Possibly a door. I don't know.
I don't know.
I love that your cocktail du jour right now is smart water.
Yeah, yeah. I figure. Well, that's the thing. I had to stop at Love's on the way home to fill up on gas, grab a Pepsi, a Red Bull, some chips just to have something crunchy, and uh, and then I was like, I better hydrate because I'd already drank my jug of water, and when I pissed at Love's, it came out like maple syrup. Um,
When I pissed in loves, it came out like maple syrup. Sounds like a fucking old Western song.
yep. What I
At
love,
some point in there, your
no,
wife
no,
left you, the dog died, and your piss came out like maple syrup it loves. Ba-dum, bum, bum,
that
bum.
pause, listeners, if you can't, you will see it on the video. He did the I'm laughing so hard that Zoom was like, nope, and just cut him out for a
Actually, no, I
long.
didn't make a noise there. That was all physical.
Oh,
There was no. I don't believe there's a whole lot of audio in there at all. I don't think it came out
no,
because I
no.
had no air at me at the time. I just had to jiggle.
So yeah, I was like, let's get
Oh,
some, let's maybe drink some water. My wife really wants to hang out tonight, so I have to like nurse myself back to health, um, so that
yeah. You,
I can function for her.
I would suggest hiding one or two car air fresheners under your clothes, perhaps.
I that's the other. I am showered, but I probably need to take another one.
Yeah, no, you can't. I mean, you know what I mean. You
Yeah,
just, yeah.
I pulled my shoe. So I sat down. I literally got home 15 minutes before I we are recording.
Mm.
And I sat down, I was like, "Why do I still have my shoes on?" And I pull my boots off, and the smell that hit my face, uh, I'm just exuding whiskey from the bottoms of my feet. It's
Good.
but my boots smelled like a brewer's boots. They smelled like you're working in a like somebody dumped Coors Light into a pint glass of Jack Daniels and then dumped them in my boots.
And then named it Larry.
Yeah, here he is. Yeah. But yeah, not and sitting in Waffle House, I look down and realize I'm wearing my Otis the Guzzlin' Possum shirt.
Hmm.
And I was like, yeah, well, my spirit animal, he delivered last night. I think that's the only reason I made it to the bathroom is that Otis was like, "Come on, man, you can't puke on the carpet." And I wouldn't even do that. And I'm a dirty sumbitch. Come on, get in here. That's how I've decided Otis's voice. Like, come on, man, get on in here.
That's
And
not bad. Yeah, it could be
that's
Otis.
yeah. Hey, man, I found a bottle of fermented grape juice. You want it? That's wine. Yeah, whatever. Come on, get in here.
Oh God, that reminds me of something. I'll come up with it later. Shit, what is it? You're doing it. You're doing a fairly passable accidental impression of. I got nothing. That is not interesting. If I come up with it, I'll blurt it out horrifically.
Hey, you know what I probably should have done instead of drinking all that?
What's that, Larry?
Enjoyed some Spliff Society. .org. Our sponsor, as always, spliffsociety.org. You heard us
The
talk about
purveyors.
of the purveyors of fine hand-rolled artisan toasted palm leaf spliffs. They also have many other products like the rose cone, the lotus cone, the cocoa cone, which is delicious. It's great for dessert. They have many other products. You can find them right here in Springfield, Illinois, at Prairie State Hemp. They have a huge display. Hold on, that's something I meant to send you too. Is a picture of the displays,
Oh,
at
nice.
at Prairie State Hemp. Um, but yeah, you can fill these with so it's legal to buy them in wherever you are, and then you just fill it with your favorite herb.
And
Uh,
then depending on where you are, what you do with them gets a little shaky.
yeah,
Oh, that is really cool.
it's they have a very cool display. So if you're in the Springfield area, go check them out. If you're not, um, in the Springfield area, then hit spliffsociety.org and also check out all their stuff. They've got cool grinders, they've got like high quality stash boxes. Which we have one and it's awesome. We actually want to buy another one and keep trinkets in it. It made his head pop up. But check out spliffsociety.org. Buy like a t-shirt, buy a tank top, buy a hat, buy some cones, buy some spliffs. They have varying sizes. It's fantastic. They're good folks. And they give a little bit from every purchase to charity, which is awesome. And then if you use promo code Zig and Larry at checkout, you get a little something off, and we get a little something. Everybody gets a little and tickle.
It's very mafioso, but for a good cause.
Very.
Yep. Well,
Just keep leaning closer to my
there you go.
microphone.
You know what? This is good because we're gonna keep with a theme, buddy. Because it's my go. Every week we try to pretend like we're gonna stay on topic, and we never do. But that's okay. Let's well, something that just I think we've all learned that in the last half hour. What really amuses me, Larry, I think you know this about me, is failure.
Yeah.
Miserable, miserable failure. I
Yes.
relish in the failure of others.
Yeah.
It makes me very, very happy. I'm a small person. I'm a very small person.
Yeah. And you
It
could not be
hides.
happier that I nearly died. Like Nicole, I told Nicole how much I drank,
Mhm.
and she was like, if it was anybody else, I would say, how did you survive? You shouldn't be alive. She goes, but it's you, my husband. And my thought was, well, that's Larry fucking Smith. Of course he's alive. And he'll be fine after a cheeseburger and a high five. And I was
Yep.
like, yeah.
What did you put in your body? Waffle House, Pepsi, Red Bull, chips. It's like Jesus Christ. I wouldn't consume that when I wasn't on fire. A shit ton of water, sure.
Yeah, I like to be good to myself.
Yeah, good for him. Well, we're going to talk about failure today, Larry, but specifically some of my favorite. Some of these I remember, some of these I don't, but I found a list of biggest food failures in the United States. Some
Ooh.
of them. So like companies had like an idea. And what I love about this is that a lot of times these companies are like putting shit tons of money and research and development, into like something so banal. You're like, how are you wasting all this cash trying to figure out something that people do in their backyard and failing, you moron? Um, but that's just where food meets corporate America, because corporate America is nothing if not completely inefficient. If you've ever worked in corporate America, it's fucking mind-boggling
Yeah.
how anything gand nothing really gets done. It's like it's amazing to me. It's like I could handle this and like just take a week to do it. Why? Because you can get away with it.
Yeah.
This is why I work about 3 hours a day, and they're not in a row, and I'm doing just fine. Um, so we're going to talk about some of the brilliant ideas that some idiots took to market hugely and then failed miserably. This one was before our time, but I just thought it was very, very stupid. Um, this idiot in question is Ready Whip. Ready Whip, Larry. And this is back in the '60s, so Ready Whip's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, but Ready Whip, they've got how many products, Larry?
Just the one that I'm aware of.
I'm sure one of them is like less sugar or
They
something
yeah,
at this point.
they have a sugar-free version. They have a chocolate one. That's pretty good.
They're right on the cusp of everything, so they might have a dairy-free version sometime
They
in
do.
2038. Oh, did they figure it out? Okay.
They did. We got it for Willow because she's been poor kid. She'd been sick a few times, like really sick. Like she had mono, and then she had appendicitis, caught COVID. So like she's like meat and dairy just wreck her. So
Ugh.
yeah. So we've had to figure out alternative, but she's her old man's daughter,
What do you do at this point? Just plant her and water her? Like, what do
pretty
you?
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, she's still my daughter and still loves ice cream. So we found good alternatives that actually don't taste like ass.
Fair
So
enough.
anyway,
There's apparently a couple of decent ones, but I've never. I don't. I am slightly lactose intolerant. It's getting worse as I get older. I don't care. I still have Haagen-Dazs in the fridge.
yeah.
Um, so Ready Whip in 1964. You're introduced 1964. You're discontinued 1964.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, Bacon! Exclamation mark was the product. Okay,
Oh, yes.
so it's like Bacon the musical, basically.
Bacon, bacon.
Okay,
Oh shit, that reminds me. One of the
you
comics,
have to go eat a pound of bacon.
she was wearing these really cool glasses, but they were like they're literally just fashion. They don't even have lenses. And I was like, hey, can
Okay.
I borrow those? She's like, absolutely. And she was trashed as well. And I went on stage with them on. I was like, look, I'm a redneck Elton John, and that's what it was. Fuck, we just discovered because I sang "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" with a southern accent, but then I replaced the words with "Finger Blasting Your Cousin" in a '92 Toyota Tundra. And now I made it work. I made it work. And then she came on stage. Purdy is her name. She came on stage and was singing backup with me, and it was fantastic.
Can you finger blast your cousin? In a, what is it? Ford Tundra? What is it?
Toyota Tundra. Yeah.
Toyota. Okay. All right.
I,
I mean, like
I it was
you
"Can
can.
you feel the love tonight?" Ba-ba-ba-bum. Well, I finger blast my cousin in '92 Toyota Tundra, and I just went into I found a way to make it work, and she just stood right there and literally, it was great. She got a great voice. She's singing backup with me, and I was like, "We're best friends now." And she's like, "Baby, you just live that truth with them glasses on," and I was like, "Oh, yay!" Anyway,
Oh, I'm
solved
almost
another
upset.
mystery.
I'm almost upset that I totally buy that because, like, I just was really gonna grill you and ask for pictures of all your attractive cousins, male and female. Well, in 1964, Larry, how do you fuck up bacon?
You
Because
put
there's
it
no such
you put it in a can and then squeeze it out.
excellent guess, but no. Well, you can pre-cook it for one. Anybody who's buying pre-cooked bacon, just stop. You're failing. You're failing. You're doing yourself a disservice. If you don't want to cook it, you don't get bacon. Do not buy pre-cooked bacon. Don't. It's horrible. It's wrong. You can put you can do it in the oven. You don't even have to touch it. But don't do that. But they didn't do this. Larry, what they did was they put pre-cooked bacon. They wrapped that in a little padding, sop up the grease. Then they wrapped that in a tin foil that wasn't terribly well sealed. And the idea was you put these little packets that were now bread sized in a 1964 toaster and drop that bitch to warm it back up. And I don't have to ask you because I bet you know what happens.
It catches fire.
You burn your bungalow down. Yeah, you sure do.
Yeah.
I'm guessing there aren't any records, at least from this article, of people who actually managed to do it. But that's just amazing that radio up even in '64. So I'm guessing somebody just had the idea that they never really tested. It's like just loosely. No, my uncle used to do it. And yeah, he was divorced 3 times. You loosely wrap cooked bacon. You know the greasiest protein that comes on the outside of lard. There's lard and bacon in that order,
Yeah.
and then you put that and you plug it into the wall and you see what
And
happens.
then you walk
Everything,
away.
yeah.
You get the
Uh,
kids ready for school, and lo and behold, you're burning down your bungalow. I want that to be part of the lexicon. I want because well, he really burned down his bungalow last night. Sounds like what I did to myself.
that's not
But,
bad. Yeah,
yeah.
you burned down the bungalow. We
Uh,
had one of those last week, didn't we?
bologna and cheese.
Bologna and cheese. That's right. Bologna and cheese. I really burned down the bungalow on that one. It's the shittiest like teenager talk that your parents can't understand. What does he mean? I don't know. We'll have to watch the MTVs. That's not a thing anymore. Ah, shit.
I'm actually going to text that to you because I want to remember it.
You're gonna text it to me.
Yeah.
That's how you're gonna remember it. As
Yep.
long as you're reading the old text thread, we'll be fine. Uh, so that was that. That's the only one that I find feel is physically dangerous. But I mean, like, how do you put something on the market that's that like slap yourself in the head because I just explained the product to you and you knew it was a fire hazard. Especially this is the 60s. There's a lot of people using sawdust as insulation behind lath and plaster. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like houses are fucking tinderboxes.
I mean, back then, everything was just still kind of the Wild West. And I don't know, is it poison? Yeah, only if you open it up and breathe it. As long as we keep it sealed, it's fine. You put lead in everything, everything.
Everything.
Makes it last a long time, and if you eat enough of it, you see fairies. It's awesome.
Anybody wearing a helmet, pussy. Just for any reason, like on your bicycle, on the job site, pussy.
On the football field. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Hold on, no, he can strap a leather jock strap to his head as long as it's got some kind of ear lap. That's
Oh,
that's enough protection.
yeah, we can't let him lose his ear. He won't be able to hear in the mines for his after school.
Because you know how shock absorbent chaps are, so we'll strap those to his fucking dome. Oh, research and development, not a thing. Okay,
The safety of children, also not a thing.
see this next one. I really thought that I remembered it. Maybe I did ish because it was introduced in 1974 and it says year discontinued unknown. So whoever did the research on this also D plussed it. Ziggler brought to you by D plus Ever Production.
D plus
Uh,
predictions. Whoops.
you know what? So okay, here we go.
Okay.
I'll ask you a question I know you know the answer to. Gerber. What do they make, Larry?
They make baby food.
Right. How long have they made baby food, Larry?
As long as I know of.
Correct. Since the beginning of baby food. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
Since people decided that running a blender was too fucking hard for themselves,
yeah,
they've been
smushing
jarring it.
themselves is difficult. That's the thing. My dad just threw a steak at me and went, chew. He doesn't have teeth. I guess he's gonna starve. He better learn to grow teeth.
Interesting you went there. In the 70s, Gerber decided they needed to branch out, but not terribly far.
Okay.
So they made singles. Gerber singles. Gerber singles are basically just a bigger jar of pureed slop for adults to eat.
No.
They were trying.
I mean, don't get me
They,
wrong.
they tried to market them to like college kids, and I'm guessing dads who have to live in an apartment now.
Dads who took their secretary on one too many dates.
But yeah, exactly. The dads who were just a little bit too Mr. Delicious. That's a joke from a year and a half ago. We should revisit Mr. Delicious. We haven't talked to him in about a year and a half.
We have did I tell you that Nicole and I have tried to track down Mr. Delicious?
You did, yeah.
It just
Impossible.
Everything's a dead fucking end, man.
Everything's a dead end. You need Saul Goodman and the whole team.
Yeah.
Popular flavors include. Okay, so name me two
Popular flavors.
Yeah.
We do that in quotes, please.
Okay, how about this? Research and development came up with this garbage, and they actually dumped a shit ton of money into it. How they're dumping money into it, like these failures, where like any human being goes, "Don't do that. Please don't do that.
But why are you
Don't do that."
don't.
Human grown-ups don't want to do that. So popular flavors of baby food, Larry, are, carrots, things like that. One item things,
Yeah.
carrots,
Sweet potatoes,
sure. There's fruit options.
peaches,
Yeah, because they're literally just putting food in a blender and then putting the blended food in a jar, putting some preservatives in it, and putting it in your child.
I've eaten, obviously 3 kids. I've eaten baby food because
It's just pureed food.
yeah, there's some of it that's really good.
Would you try chicken Madeira or possibly beef Burgundy?
I'm not gonna say I wouldn't. I would totally be like,
okay, how about this? Would you buy it on purpose?
No.
Would it go on your fucking grocery list when you walked
No,
into
not at all.
Kroger? Yeah.
Nope.
So it didn't work.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. So that's when they dumped a whole lot of stuff in there. We could just say new Coke and move on because nobody gave a shit. That was impressive. Coke and Pepsi's bitch fiasco back and forth over the years. We could do a whole goddamn show about just that. Because Coke, too, you know what they're trying to do? Make it taste like Pepsi. That's all they're trying to do. And everybody went, yeah, lunatics. I didn't know about this one. You might have. just because of your proclivity. You're a silver bullet man. You do like, I mean, I don't mind it, but I think you enjoy Coors Light more than I do. I don't mind it. In 1990 to 1997, Larry, what's Coors Light made from?
Made from
Yeah,
cool, crisp spring waters of
that's all you
Colorado.
need. Yep. Mhm. Did you know that from 90 to 97, they attempted to bottle the spring water?
Yes. Oh my god, yeah, I remember.
Do you remember the packaging?
No, I don't. I don't remember the packaging, but I do remember they
It
were
looked
trying to.
like a fucking Coors Light. It just said Coors on it. So people are like, "Is this beer? What is it? What is this?
Hey, what the fuck,
Is
guy?
this what beer looks like before it's beer? Is this not beer yet?
Oh, this is just water. Gross. Get
Is
this.
this the pre-cum of Coors Banquet?"
You guys understand fish fucking this shit, right? Fish fucking this. Give me something that's been filtered and cold brewed or whatever. I don't know.
What I love is they never really rebranded it. They tried it with like lemon, lime, and cherry flavors. And they had the balls to call regular original. This is original flavor. You mean
Original
water?
water,
Water. You just
but
you
just
just
water.
dump a bucket in the creek, did you? Good for you. Yeah, original. I'm gonna go in my kitchen and get some water classic and fucking just right out of the comes right out of the tap, you cunt. Uh,
I'm gonna have crystal water.
but they kept the Coors logo right on the front, and the little itty bitty letters, lemon lime. It's like lemon. What is this? And they pushed that shit out. They doubled down for 7 years on that garbage. And this is the 90s, like early to mid 90s, when people aren't really shelling out money for bottled water anymore because we haven't gotten that stupid yet.
Right.
We're still realizing that you can drink from a hose and not die. So yeah, so that would they just kept throwing bad money after worse. Go, no, 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 cherry. That's what we're missing. No, make it not look like a beer. Call it something else, just not Dasani, and I think we'll be fine.
So
Ladies and
I'm
gentlemen,
looking it
I'll
up.
say
I'm looking up the
I literally just looked at the picture that they presented me here. I think this was before the cold activated can. But yeah, Coors just right and center, front and center.
get let's see. Share screen. Yeah. There you go.
Mm-hmm. So you're met with that.
Uh,
I I don't. What is this?
Sparkling. It's sparkling water.
I still, but see, it does say sparkling water in the smallest font on there. Coors is on top.
Original.
Original. That's the flavor. Is original Coors. Those are the first two things that you see on the bottle. If you were met with that in the store, you'd be like, "What the fuck is this? Is this just water?" It would take you literally 10 seconds of mental hopscotch to get there.
Yeah.
And by the time you got there, you're like, "I don't want this at all." What?
Who wants this? And who did someone ask why make it sparkling? I fucking hate sparkling water, by the way.
I don't get it. I hate it for me. I don't understand why people leave their water to bubble, but that's just it's just not a thing for me. That's fine. Uh, let's see. Oh, this is only this is only because of the amount of failure that I think is spectacular. Do you remember? This has been over 20 years ago. McDonald's. McDonald's, a lot of hits, but when they swing in the miss, they go big. And
Yeah.
they are the kings of focus groups and just throwing money at what should be a hamburger. Like,
Right.
how do you waste that much money fucking up burger?
Right.
Like your McDonald's, just stop. You holy shit! And whatever they're doing now, I really want to see if it they're like they changed the burger with their onions, like something now, and you buy Big Mac sauce as a dipping sauce. That might actually work. I don't know. It's Thousand Island dressing, but
Yeah.
okay. No,
Special
it's not.
sauce, god damn it.
Yeah, I'll tell you some of the ingredients. Like they won't tell you the exact thing, but they tell you some of the ingredients when you see it. You're like, yeah, it's fucking $1,000 dressing.
Yeah,
It's like if it tastes different than that, it's just slightly different $1,000 dressing. Maybe it's slight with a little bit more sugar.
Imagine the executives just sitting there like, Dave, isn't that just Thousand Island? Don't say it out loud. Roy will lose his shit.
This one is just so uninteresting because it was just such a colossal fuck up. The Arch Deluxe was a cheeseburger for a while that they were trying to push at McDonald's. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I remember that.
because they were going for a grown-up burger. Quarter pound patty, American cheese, lettuce, tomato, onions, circular piece of bacon as
Mm.
opposed to bacon strips. Great. What are you doing? Ketchup, mayo, mustard sauce, potato bun. Okay, great. It's a burger. It's not different enough than anything else you have right now, except for you spend way too much money spiralizing a pig for some reason.
Well, because he crossed me. That's why I'm spiralizing this
How
pig.
much money on R&D do you do on that burger? Again, quarter pound patty, which you've already got.
Yeah.
Potato bun, they don't have those in there right now. Okay. Mayo mustard sauce, not fucking inventing anything there. Ketchup, American cheese, lettuce, tomato, onions, and a spiralized pig. How much money does it take the corporation to develop and fail at that?
Yeah.
$300 million.
I I
Literally.
remember this.
That's the amount. That's not me fucking
Oh,
around.
Jesus Christ.
They spent $300 million to take bacon on a bacon cheeseburger, make it a circle, buy potato buns from some Polish deli, and fuck it up.
Oh my God.
Isn't that amazing?
That's incredible. I am
That's a 2000. I mean, that's the GDP of a lot of very small countries. I love that. That makes me so
all right. I'm,
happy.
I'm trying to wrap my head when
And how
when
do you
like
fail that hard? It's just a cheeseburger. I think the idea is you've already got a shit ton of cheeseburgers on the menu and people know what they are. That's why they're coming. They
for
don't go to
800
McDonald's and go, "What's new on the menu today?" Nothing.
for like $200 in a lifetime gift card, I would have developed that for McDonald's.
Yeah. I would have looked around the room and go, "So take all this shit, but I've got $200 to play with. Can we make circle bacon? I like potato buns. You don't have potato buns. All right, I'll be going. Thank you. Thank you all very much.
Cool. I'll
Okay,
I'm gonna
so just use those two things and then put all the other shit you already have on top of it.
yeah,
And then we're
yeah.
fine.
I'm gonna save you some money. What the fuck? Corporate America, you never cease to astound me.
Let's laugh them a little bit more because this is one that I remember, and I remember thinking at the time because I was rough. We were roughly 20. Who is the fucking idiot who thought this was just something that desperately needed to happen? Again, this is late 90s, so we're still in throwaway culture. Everything comes in styrofoam. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Like we don't we know we're killing the planet, but it's not like now where we know we're killing the planet, but we politely pretend like we don't know, but pretend we recycle one thing a week.
Yeah.
Back then, you were literally just throwing garbage on the street, and it was legal and encouraged. Uh,
Yeah.
Kellogg's Breakfast Mates.
Breakfast mates. I remember the name.
Okay.
It's
Okay. All right.
what was
Let me give you a hint. Um, let's say I got a scenario for you. Okay. It's a normal morning.
Mhm.
Normal morning. You have not drunk your well. Normal morning. You drank last night, but you're not so drunk that you need to go to Waffle House. How
Okay.
about that?
All right. All right.
And you're gonna have a simple breakfast. You're gonna make yourself just a bowl of cereal.
Bowl of cereal.
What
Perfectly.
are what are the components that you require?
Uh,
Both edible and actual crockery, I guess.
a bowl of some
Uh huh.
variety.
Right.
You could use a cup, if
Sure.
you wanted to.
Why not?
Um, I don't recommend a pint glass. I've done it. Not great. A
It's very basic level. Just
yeah.
don't overthink it.
See, and this is why you can spend $300 million developing. A,
Apparently,
yeah,
that rabbit hole just fucking opened up. That sinkhole opened up right. He dove right in.
he went for it.
He didn't have a chance.
Yeah, a bowl, a spoon, or small
Uh-huh.
shovel of a variety.
Okay, there's that sinkhole again, but sure.
Um, milk
Yep.
and said cereal.
Right. Would you say that this is difficult?
I would not. I've
Okay.
been doing that myself since I was 4.
Breakfast Mates was a self-contained kit that included cereal that could be eaten from the package, along with disposable spoon and a little container of shelf-stable milk.
No, no, thank you.
Guess what? Nobody gave a fuck. Why would you give a shit? Like, did you pack my cereal to go? I'm going on the road to sell my fucking Hoovers. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
I I struggle with the idea of shelf stable dairy.
Yeah,
Like
even
with the
like creamers in a diner, I'm like, oh, I know it's probably okay.
uh-huh. Yeah.
Um,
It's
but I'll
damn
still use them to be honest. But yeah,
it's like so he's like, well, no, this Nesquik chocolate milk it's single serve and it's we leave it here on the shelf
the radiator.
and then, and then you can take it home and cool it off if you'd like to. It's like, but it's milk ish. What? That's actually the product. It's milk ish. It's milk like. It's milk almost it's milk adjacent. So we can put it here on the shelf and not in the cooler.
We go through a lot of that in the house sometimes because I okay, like I'm a big in general, I'm a big fan of pickles, right?
Mhm.
So pickles and olives, but she doesn't eat those really very much at all. So but there, I open them, I'll eat a pickle, and I put the pickle jar back in the cupboard, not in the fridge. It's vinegar. It's fine.
Right. It's pickled vegetables.
It's fine. It's totally fine. She can't get her head around that. Same way with like sometimes I leave it in the fridge because I have to or I'll get hit. But ketchup and mustard, it's like, no, it's after your refrigerator, they'll go bad. I'm like, every time you've been to a restaurant, I guarantee you that ketchup's been on the table all day. They're going to refill it from something from the fridge, probably, but it's going to sit there all night. They're not, no, no, I trust me, you're fine. It doesn't matter. But it's just like, you don't have to be that weird about it. I promise you. Here's one that I'll just throw out, and I won't even have to say anything. Wow chips from Frito Lay with Olestra.
Yep.
That was again 20 years ago, 23 years ago. If you are not old enough to remember what Wow chips are, Olestra, made by Olean, is a fat substitute that they were frying the potatoes in.
Makes you
But yeah, your body it's supposed to be a healthy chip because your body cannot, like when it's a potato is fried in fat, your body absorbs that. This stuff your body just passes, but that means that you're shitting liquid. On the back of the bag, it says may cause anal leakage. Would
anal
you
leakage.
would you buy a fucking snack food that could conceivably cause anal leakage? Just do what I do. Wait for it naturally. Your ass will leak sometime in your life. You're not going to like it, and it shouldn't be from a chip. It should be
I
from use.
I remember when I discovered it, I was eating those chips. It was like, yeah, healthy chips. Sure. Munch, munch, munch. And I handed him to Jeffrey and I saw the when I handed him, it was like, here, try these. And he's like, oh, these are pretty good. And I saw the back of the bag and I was like, there's a warning, dude.
No, they didn't taste bad. They didn't
And
taste bad at all.
and then we read the warning and I was like, maybe we shouldn't eat we already do enough to ourselves that could potentially cause anal leakage. I don't need to have chips involved as well. What the fuck, anal leakage?
Well, I remember because they dipped their toe in the water with like regular like Ruffles kind of ridge chips, and then they're like, "Oh, this is going pretty good. People are just taking them off the shelves. Let's fucking fry the Doritos in that shit." So they fried the Doritos in that shit, and a month later, everybody went, "We've ruined way too many khakis. I'm sick of buying sofas."
I've wrecked my Junko jeans. I need you to stop doing this.
We're getting pretty close to it. I'm gonna just
They had to shut down the skate park because of me. Please don't do this anymore.
we're getting pretty close to time here. There's just there's a couple I just want honorable mentions.
Yep.
Coca-Cola Black, BLAK, and the A had that weird line over the top. I don't know. It's like a little curved. I don't know what the letter is. It's not from our alphabet, but
Yeah.
it's fucking coffee flavored soda. Don't don't do that. Um, honorable mention goes to Burger King's Satis Fries. Do you remember Satis Fries?
I do not.
That was a French fry. It was a lower calorie fry. If you're eating fries, you give a fuck about calories. You
Boo.
know it's like the most perfect, least healthy thing on the planet. I mean, it's so simple. It's literally my wife's favorite food. Which the first time I heard that, I'm like, your favorite food is French fries. I'm like, no, I get it. Readily available. Can't fuck it up. It's delicious, and you
Yeah.
eat it way too much. You eat them to the so they're so good. You eat enough that you physically hurt from the salt, and you can't put them
Yes.
down. We're trying to. We have three different machines in the house, and we're trying to perfect how to make them in here, and you just can't quite do it. But Satis fries were a low calorie fry that were just like crinkle cut, which are the saddest fries, and they're like just. I don't remember. It was like they were they were put in a pre-fry coating. It was like a less porous like coating, like a batter thing, so it absorbed less oil. So they were just like wilted, soggy, not potatoes. They were terrible.
Gross. You gotta blanch them first. You know that.
Oh yeah, yeah. You got to
Put
blanch
'em-
them, and you got to because I have a deep fryer. You got to blanch them first, and you got to double fry them.
Yep. Yep.
I'll just do one more because this one just makes me insane. Um, I'm not a big fan of the fact that we have one of these in the house, but I don't drink that much coffee, so it's fine. I really don't anymore. The
Mm-hmm.
Keurig machine. Ours has like the little reusable filter. It's like a
Yeah.
Keurig cap, and you just put the thing in. But a lot of times you're too lazy to do that. You just fucking use the Keurig cup. Like they're recyclable. I'm like, they're not. Nobody's recycling this. Now you're even the guy who came up with the Keurig is like, I'm killing the planet. He feels the same way as the guy who came up with TNT.
Yeah.
He's like, shit, I fucked that up. But the people from Keurig who brought you destruction of the planet brought you Keurig Cold with a K because apparently it's a Kardashian. Um, this is it's a Keurig machine, and what does it make?
Cold coffee.
One soda, a cola. Because the problem with cola is it's such a difficult thing to pop a can. It's even more difficult than making cereal.
It's
It's
to I hate to quote Rick and Morty, but that's just suicide with extra steps.
yeah, it is. So here's some of the selling points of the Keurig Cold with a K, so you can make your very own soda at home. All right. Uh, how much is a 6 pack of Coke, Larry? Just out of curiosity. If you how much is a 2 liter of Coke?
What, $2,
Yeah,
$3?
so sure, $2. Yeah, I'm getting you're in the ballpark depending on where
Yeah.
you live. Sure,
Yeah.
something like that. The machine by itself costs $370
Sure. Sure.
for a 4 pack of the pods.
Four.
That's $5,
Fuck you.
and each one makes one glass of soda. It's huge, and apparently it's noisy as fuck. And after you plugged it in, it takes roughly 5 to 6 hours to get cold.
Oh my god.
And the serving size, less than a can of soda.
Like
It's like 10 ounces.
this fucking people.
Who? Whose fucking idiot nephew? Wait, we're gonna sell 1 million of these. People love DIY. They want to DIY everything, like they're Mr. Pibbs.
That is why cake mix stay like they could make cake mix where all you have to do is add water. But they did that in I think the 50s or 60s. And housewives were like, "Okay, you made it too easy. We feel lazy." And they started like buying all the ingredients. And so I think it was Duncan Hines was like, "All right, make it slightly harder for these broads to put this shit together. Make them add an egg and some butter and a half a cup of milk."
To the powder.
Yeah. That
Huh. I
dump it
bet
in.
you. I never heard of that, but I totally buy it.
Yeah, that was I know this only because Nicole told me about it.
Sure, doesn't shock me at all. Those were just some of the billions and billions of dollars of huge failures that some idiot came up with the idea, and then they workshopped it to a bunch of other fucking idiots. And from start to finish, I guarantee you, it took years and years and millions of dollars for this idea that everybody, except for like 3 people, knew was bound to fail. And they went, well, the checks are clearing, so I need my insurance. I mean, the company I work for, there's been a whole bunch of that. Like, this is never going to work. I'll do it, but it's a stupid fucking idea. Can anybody ask me if it's a stupid fucking idea, or anybody I directly work with? Ask the peons if they think this is a stupid fucking idea.
Right.
And then don't just say that, but then ask them why, and then let them give you an actual fucking argument. Not
Yeah.
just if I have to explain it to you, I do have to explain it to you. Okay, well, scissors are sharp, fire is hot, and this is fucking stupid. So let's go.
I wish they would do that with government work as well. But
Hmm.
that's also a gaping black all encompassing swallowing maw that will destroy everyone that it touches.
I live in Florida, which I love, but the politics are it's very getting very Orwellian, man. It really, really is.
Yeah.
I love watching DeSantis go toe to toe with a fucking cartoon mouse.
And the mouse is winning.
The mouse is winning, and he goes, "Oh, everybody can carry guns. You love me now?" It's like, oh shit.
But
No,
no,
that's probably the. I mean,
this
they were anyway, but you just made it legal. That's kind of like it's his version of decriminalizing marijuana. I'm like, your brain's in the wrong place, pal.
yeah.
I don't know what you're thinking.
I that's yeah. When I saw, hey, everybody can just have guns, just carry your guns, and I'm like, that's. Have you not heard any of the Florida Man story? We have several episodes that involve Florida Man, and now you're going to legally arm him. Holy shit! Holy
Everybody was
shit!
carrying guns down here anyway, illegally. Like it was just a
Right.
thing. That's like, oh, it's fine now. Well, spend all this, and then you get the few people who spend all that money on the fucking the course and the permit. Like, oh, I get that money back. I bet you they get that money back. I don't know if that's true, but I bet you there's a clause somewhere.
I'm sure that there is. Yeah. I don't. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna transition myself to that couch right over there,
Excellent,
and I'm
excellent.
gonna.
Well, we're just about done here, buddy. What are you looking at?
It's probably you didn't hear it, but I bet it picks up on the microphone. I'm deflating.
Oh, very good. Okay, I think we can go straight to what did you learn, pal?
Um, I learned that no, just reaffirmed that that corporate America has too much money, time, and power, and they tend to waste it all, uh, and don't do anything to actually improve our lives.
Hmm. We could do another one of these next year and just add Starry to it. I have a feeling that's what Sierra Mist is now because Sprite has too much of a market share. So to go up against it, we've gotten rid of Sierra Mist. Now we're calling something Starry.
I don't like that. I don't
Ange
like.
we went through a drive through and Ange is like, "Can I get a?" She said a Sprite. She's like, "Well, we have Starry." And both with the fuck is that? She's like, "It's Sprite." Like, fine, whatever
Yeah,
you want.
just lemon lime sparkly. Can I have
Yeah,
lemon lime sparkly, please? I like it when it dances in the back of my nose.
it's 7 Up, but you don't have to be a child or sick to drink it. Okay, fine.
Yeah, great.
I'll take a Starry. Yeah,
I don't
that's it's
want.
all ice and sugar anyway. Who
Yeah,
gives a shit?
I don't fucking care.
And then she looked at me, "What do you want?" And I said, "A water with lemon." We're going through a drive-through, and she called me a gun.
That's fair. That's
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely
that's
fair.
what I wanted. That's all I wanted.
Just want water with lemon. Shut the. You get out and walk.
Yep.
You don't do that. So what'd you learn, buddy?
Uh, actually, today was just a whole bunch of failure. Some of it interesting, some of it very funny. I didn't learn anything so much. A lot of it was reaffirmation,
Yeah.
like you said, but some of it is that okay, no, I will say this. You can still delight me drunk. It just takes a whole lot more than it used to.
Yeah.
A whole
Yeah.
lot more booze. Not that you're not delightful, but delightful and surprising. What did he just say? Holy shit. Remind me to wake up in 3 more hours and watch this again because I don't know. And that's why I did watch it again because that's when you sent me the next one. The next one, and this is you riding a stranger. Great.
Super. All right.
Great. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna take it easy tonight. I'm only gonna have like 5 or 6 beers.
Yeah, I'm on number two. I think we got 2 more in. I'm gonna drink until I just fall asleep on the couch watching Netflix. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
It won't
Yeah.
take long.
I I don't know what we had talked about having plans tonight. I'm like, we'll see. Yeah, let's just no. I gotta recover, and I gotta do my wife. I do stuff with my wife. I gotta hang up with. I'm gonna put my. I'm gonna finger blast my wife in a '92 Toyota. Every girl's dream.
Hey Siri, did the Toyota Tundra come out in 1992? The Tundra came on the scene in 1999. I'm sorry. Your math is off, buddy.
Normally I go for 1987 Ford Ranger.
I know. We actually had one. I think it was definitely an 80 something Ranger
Yeah, yeah, mm,
with the "You're gonna die" rumble seat.
yes,
Yeah.
yep. Oh yeah, yeah. I spent many an hour on. It's got a seat belt. Great. So I'll be stuck in the flaming mass.
Yeah.
Great.
Fold him down. There's no way out should we get into a car accident. Sandwich him. Do you have a human being who is roughly 14 inches wide or less?
Well, we had those little hopper seats in the. I had that Sonoma for a while.
Yeah.
Little hopper seats back there, and when there was a couple times where I was like, "Glenn, you have to sit," because he was old enough to be out of the car seat, but I had like Willow in the car seat, and because there was no back seat, I had to have her in the front. I was like, "You get to sit back here on the hopper seats," and he was like, "Oh, okay." Even at like 6 years old, he was like, "I don't think that's good."
We call these the jaws of life practice. So we're gonna swedge you back right in there. Do your best tuna fish impression. I'm gonna close it.
Good luck, buddy. Love you. All right, pal. I'm out.
Big breath in.
Because that's the last one you're getting for a while.
I'm
All
gonna move the seat back a little bit so I get a little bit more leg room. Fuck you, Dad.
right. Was that crunch? Please tell me that crunch was not you. It was just my shoulder.
If it's a clavicle, I gotta pay for that. Legally, I gotta pay.
If it's just did it pop out or did it break? I think it just popped out. We'll put it back
Good.
in when we get there, buddy. Yeah, so you'll be more comfy this way. Look how much more room you've got when it's on the front of your body instead of. Okay, Dad. I'm gonna pass out from pain. Yeah, you are. It makes that's like time travel. You just all of a sudden we're there.
Reach under the seat. There's a half pint of Jim Beam. Put some of that on there.
Oh right. Wait, did you find a half-eaten Burger King? Yeah. Tell
The
you what,
mayo on that'll kill anything.
this special day. That one's yours. That's yours, bud. Why does it smell like feet? It always does, son.
It does. It does. When you're a man, you'll know.
uh, all right. That's the funniest thing we've said today. I
I
love you.
know. Yep, I love you back.